It is interesting that there were a few aha moments as we did Revelation. For me, one of those moments is when I realized the power behind certain of the symbols. These are 3.5, 42, and 1,260. All of these interconnect. And they are not good numbers. When we use gematria, which is the qualitative rather than the quantitative use of numbers, they teach us things. They give a message to us. And what we're seeing in this particular case is these numbers are a period in which evil is going to dominate. I'd never really thought about that before, that in the history of the world, is there actually going to a period where, as it were, the Lord is going to step back a bit and just let evil have its day. But Revelation says, yes, that is indeed the case. Those numbers are showing us a period of time when evil's going to let loose. And the book of Revelation warns us that in these last days it can get a little hairy. In fact, in chapter 13, verse 10, specifically it says, those who are destined to die by the sword will die by the sword. Those who are destined to go to prison will be imprisoned. But then it adds, this is the patience of the saints. And I believe what it is really trying to tell us in these instances is, even though it looks like God may have abandoned the stage of history, the truth of the matter is He is still there, and we have to continue to have faith in Him and push forward in His cause during this particular time. In chapter 21, verse 8, as John looks at the cavalcade of the hellbound, this is where he mentions the sorcerers and the warmongers and the whoremongers and those who love to tell the lie. He heads the list with the fearful and the unbelieving. Each generation presents its own set of problems, and in this case, what we're seeing is that those who are fearful to stand up for righteousness, those who cease to be unbelieving because of the difficulty of the age, are moving into very perilous times, because the Lord needs everyone to stay true and faithful to help move the kingdom forward, even though it is a particularly difficult time to be able to do so. The commentary states, it is of note that because of the great destructions, by the time the Lord comes, there will be very little evil left to put to an end. But God cannot allow this act as an impersonal nemesis, a self-operating moral principle sweeping away all in its path. To do so would allow the powers of evil to carry all the inhabitants of the earth down with them into utter ruin. God would be left with a hollow Pyrrhic victory, resembling defeat far more than triumph. Since God's victory must also be man's victory, it must be won through righteous human agents exercising faith in God. Evil must be allowed to combine its forces against the Savior's people and then fall back in utter defeat through the saints' faith, trust, and loyalty, and particularly through the power of the King of Kings who will come.